If you treat elements like aesthetics, you'll never see how this system actually uses them. Because in this model, fire isn't a candle, water isn't a playlist, and earth isn't a beige mood board. Elements are a diagnostic language, a way to read what a situation is doing to you and what you are doing to it. Here's the shift. Stop asking, what element am I? Start asking, what qualities are dominating this moment? Because the whole engine runs on 4 qualities: hot, cold, dry, moist, not as poetry, as mechanics. Stay with me, because in a few minutes, you'll be able to look at a conversation, a work problem, even a repeating inner spiral, and name the quality driving it. Not the story, the driver. First, a brutal clarification. In this system, none of the elements you experience are pure. Everything is mixed, and everything can shift. That's why the model works. It's not about labeling people. It's about tracking change. Think about it in the most physical way possible. Soften earth and it becomes water-like. Heat water and it rises into air. Intensify air and it behaves like fire. Extinguish fire and it returns to air. Cool what burned and it condenses back into earth again. The point isn't trivia. The point is, the elements describe states. So when someone says, I'm a water type, the model quietly asks, okay, but what is the situation doing today? Because today, water can turn to air. Air can flare into fire. Fire can collapse back into earth. You don't need a new identity. You need a read. Now the core map. Each element is defined by 2 qualities. Fire is hot and dry. Air is hot and moist. Water is cold and moist. Earth is cold and dry. That's the code. And notice the structure. Each element shares one quality with the next, like gears that mesh. Fire shares heat with air. Air shares moisture with water. Water shares cold with earth. Earth shares dryness with fire. So movement between states is built in. You're not stuck. You're sliding. Also notice the oppositions. Fire is opposite water. Hot dry versus cold moist. Earth is opposite air. Cold dry versus hot moist. Opposites don't mean bad. Opposites mean they correct each other. And that's where this becomes practical. Because balancing is not a vibe. It's introducing the missing opposite quality. Let's make it real. 3 quick case files. Different stories. Same driver, a quality. Case file 1, the meeting that turns sharp. Within 5 minutes, everything speeds up. Interruptions, clipped tone, defensiveness. You leave heated, but also brittle. That's hot and dry. Hot equals acceleration. Dry equals separation. Dryness creates edges. It makes things sharp, decisive, and hostile. So the system wouldn't say, your boss is a fire type. It would say, this space is running hot-dry, and it's turning people into blades. And here's the trap. Most people add more heat, more urgency, more argument, more pressure. That feeds what's already dominant. The corrective is simple in concept. Introduce cold or moisture. Slow the tempo. Soften the edges. Reconnect what got separated. Cold slows, moist binds. Case file 2, the project that won't move. You have the plan. You have the skill. But the work feels heavy. Decisions sink. Everything becomes later. You keep reorganizing instead of building. That's cold and dry. Cold equals contraction. Dry equals rigidity. Cold-dry doesn't explode. It crystallizes. Rules, frameworks, perfect systems. And then it traps you inside them. So what you call discipline might be a cold-dry excess. The corrective is, again, conceptual. Introduce heat or moisture. Heat brings motion. Moisture brings adaptability. The work needs to become alive again, not just correct. Case file 3, the mind that floods and races. Thoughts multiply. Signals feel loud. You absorb everything. You can't hold a single line. You research, you plan, you worry, and none of it becomes solid. That's hot and moist. Hot equals speed. Moist equals absorption. Hot moist is steam. It spreads. It connects everything to everything. It can be brilliant. It can also be unlivable. So the system asks, where is dryness missing? Where is cold missing? Dryness gives boundaries. Cold gives stillness. Without them, your inner world becomes weather. One more layer makes the model hit harder. The elements also divide into heavy and light. Earth and water are heavy. They settle, they form, they pull downward. Fire and air are light. They rise, they spread, they move outward. This matters because a lot of people try to fix heaviness with more lightness. Stuck, add stimulation. Tired, chase intensity. Confused, add information. But if the quality problem is already hot or moist, more lightness can make it worse. The model trains a different intelligence. Not more, not less, but opposite quality, opposite direction. A simple way to read any situation is 4 checks. Is it speeding up or slowing down? That's hot or cold. Is it separating or binding? That's dry or moist. Is it rising outward or settling inward? That's light or heavy. And if you keep feeding it, does it clarify or does it distort? You don't need perfect answers. You need a first read. Because the moment you can name the quality, you stop being hypnotized by the story. You stop saying, my team is toxic, my relationship is broken, my mind is cursed. And you start saying, this is running hot dry, this is cold dry, this is hot moist. That's not reduction, that's leverage. Because qualities can be changed. And the element model turns fate into mechanics, not to control everything. To stop being surprised by the same pattern, let's close the loop. If you treat elements like aesthetics, you'll decorate your life and wonder why nothing shifts. But if you treat elements like qualities, you can read the invisible engine behind moods, conflicts, timing, and momentum. 4 qualities, 4 elements, 1 diagnostic language. So next time something repeats, don't ask, why me? Ask, what quality is driving this? And what opposite quality corrects it? That's how this system is actually used. If you want more practical maps like this, like and subscribe.